Hey everyone, today I'm looking at Counter-Strike, or Counter-Strike 2 now, as it used to be Global Offensive, and yeah. I'm not familiar with all of the changes Counter-Strike has gone throughout the years, since I'm obviously reviewing this while playing a multiplayer game. Please ignore my bad footage. But yeah, Counter-Strike, what else is there really to say? Again, it's weird reviewing multiplayer games, but Counter-Strike is just one of those cornerstones of the gaming landscape that has always been there. You know, this was the first serious mixture between a serious kind of realistic shooter and game that was also fun. And so the main I didn't know this actually until I played Counter-Strike, but the main objective really is that one team or one member of a team on the terrorist side has a bomb, and they have to plant that bomb, and your job is to take them out or defuse that bomb. It's not quite about getting as many kills as possible as in other games, so that makes it kind of unique in a sense. But really, this game is really about you know, being as accurate as you possibly can, as as fast as you possibly can. And so there's whole skills, and I've seen professional people train how the fact that if you aim slightly below the target's head, it'll take them out with the AK. And so this whole thing became hyper competitive and kind of became a guys only zone for gaming, because this game is legitimately one of the hardest games you will ever play, because it just has so much skill, and you have to be so precise with how you aim and how you shoot, that the skill level to play this game is very high. And in fact, if you do start playing Counter-Strike at any time, you will basically get maybe one kill the entire match if you're lucky, and basically you'll just die most of the time because people are just so good. And of course, you have the famous AWP, which is the one-shot sniper. And essentially, with that in your possession, it's a one-shot, one-kill kind of weapon. Oh, Jesus. As I was saying, hyper addictive. And then they introduced this whole thing with skins, and I think that was Valve being just sneaky in general on their part. They wanted a reason for people to, spend money in the game, and so they came up with this whole idea, well, what if we got them to pay for skins, basically? And so this is where, that kind of came from. And the whole kind of gambling economy that evolved around Counter-Strike is something that's really odd, and I never really knew about until later, after the fact it was a thing. I didn't know how you could bid or, do loot crates or whatnot. I would say it's just something that always escaped my interest and always very much confused me as to why someone would spend so much time and money on skins. I get it, but I also don't get it. I know loot crates now are a normal thing, but I think they kind of originated from this game, or at least the crates from TF2. And of course, people have played, especially DDoS, so much that they pretty much almost all memorized the map, basically. And there's really no point in trying to outsmart someone or outmaneuver someone. I mean, well, there is, but it's just very, very difficult to do in any case. And yeah, that's what people do. They tend to basically crouch down and basically just fire. And that basically guarantees you, almost guarantees you a headshot. And so, yeah, I don't know. This was the classic military shooter game. I have nothing else to really say about it, except to, damn, I'm doing pretty well for someone who's trying to review this game at the same time as play it. Oh, there we go. The guy with the AWP, of course, he's going to get you. And I remember flash animations back in the day of this game, and just the scenarios. It was very, very soulful, very new, very cool and good. And so the main aspect is that as you play the game and as you get kills, you basically get more better weapons essentially to use in the match itself, and so you can spend money for those items. And of course, the more kills you get, the more money you get, and the more things you can buy that are really, really nice. And of course, with the AWP being the most expensive, I believe. How has CSGO changed since, the old school days? I'm not really sure about, all the updates and everything. Now there's just a larger community around skins. I don't even know why they called it Counter-Strike 2. There's really nothing to justify the two, in my personal opinion. And this is very much, seen as, the tournament game, when people are going up against, other characters and players. This is the game that has the craziest mix-ups, and it's always the tension when you're the last guy on the team and you need to like deliver the bomb or defuse the bomb, and that's where you get this moment of tension, and it would be called this clutch. If you can clutch out the final match, if one guy is able to take down the entire team but he's still able essentially to take out the bomb, then that means that the CT will win. So yeah, there's a lot of strategy to this game. People have played these matches so much that they've memorized the landscape essentially of the map. My one issue, honestly, with Counter-Strike is the fact that when you die, you kind of have to sit out for that whole round unless you're playing deathmatch, in which case you got to get used to how the weapons feel and whatever. But the traditional thing of Counter-Strike is that, you get 1 life per round and then you get another shot after you're dead. And I know people have just like memorized like the areas and like the different kinds of places you can go and whatnot in this match, in this game, because it's just people have played these games for so long, for so many years. It's just like it's like secondhand nature to them, I remember there was one time in university where I just played Counter-Strike for maybe 6 months straight, and that was kind of like my my little odyssey or whatnot, where I was able to kind of just become one with the game and kind of see, okay, what is this experience really about, kind of thing. Yeah, and so it was really interesting to kind of play that for like a long while, kind of to get good at the game, be like, okay, this is how hard this game really is. And I actually met one professional guy or like semi-pro guy who was doing training like every day and seeing what he did and like the match thing, and I was like, whoa, this is like actually crazily insane and really, really hard to pull off. In fact, he's pulling off AK headshots from across the map like no problem. So like the skill gap in this game is very interesting. Also, the community of Counter-Strike is interesting in that I think half the Counter-Strike experience is that people still use mics on this game and they kind of like trash talk. This is really the only game that has mics in general, and trash talking is very much held up, and basically it's very rare to hear a girl on this game. It's very much a male dominated community, for the reason that it is just so difficult to compete, and it's a lot of fun. It has a good atmosphere to it, despite that. It has like a sense of cavalierness, essentially. Of course, the best moment of this game is when you pull out a knife, you do move faster with the knife, and I love that. And of course, when you backstab someone, it feels really, really great to do that. Also, this is the first game I learned to basically fire only in bursts, basically, because anything else other than that is going to basically get you killed. And so, especially with the submachine guns and stuff like that, firing bursts just gives you better accuracy and whatnot. Apparently, they say if you move slower, your accuracy increases. So it's like you just hold the walk key. Apparently, you just get better headshots and better accuracy in general. Yeah, some of the stuff is definitely muscle memory, which is funny that it's kind of coming back to me even after all this time. I mean, the game even today is still extremely addictive, so I would definitely still recommend it. It's still a lot of fun, and again, it's highly accurate, highly specific. It's really hard, essentially. It's hard to get good at this game, basically. Fortunately, I think, though, like the skill gap is pretty much plateaued, more or less, but it's still pretty difficult to do, and it's just fun. And like the chats, the camaraderie in the chats is just so funny. Like I always have a good time on this game just because the people trash talking each other and having a laugh, it's always like really, really great. This is kind of like a national sport of the internet, and it's just a classic game. And you know what, I think it's still the version here is still just as good. Anyway, guys, not much sure what else to say except this is the gun guy. This is the gun guy game. This is the game. I don't know, like, call it. Counter-Strike is just amazing. Cornerstone of the internet. Still alive and thriving today. Definitely one of Valve's best creations. And yeah, that's it, I guess. See ya.